Welcome to another edition of Happy Clouds. Vaping on the way to work. Why the title Happy Clouds? Actually, one of my vocal idols is a guy by the name of Bob Ross, who had a show called The Joy of Painting. And he would always paint happy clouds. You know the story of Bob Ross. He was in the Air Force, stationed in Alaska for many years. And on his time off, he would paint the mountains. So when you take a look at his paintings, you see a lot of snow-covered mountains, pine trees, deer, iced-over lakes. But being in the military, he found himself raising his voice all the time. And he had straight hair, too, and a clean-shaven face. And he said when he gets out of the military, he's going to do something completely different. So what he did was he got his hair permed, because he just hated spending time doing anything on his hair. He got his hair permed, and he grew a beard. And then he painted. He did for a living what he was doing in his leisure time. He made a career out of it. And actually, I think all his shows are on Netflix right now. And what's interesting is this. He swore to himself, and I love this part because I'm a person who enjoys vocal nuance. As a voiceover artist myself, and having been in commercial acting and modeling and having done commercials and voiceover work for everything, for websites. I think I posted a little montage of some of my commercial work many months ago. So I'll have to do that again to bring some of the newer subscribers up to date. But I do a lot of exercises to work my voice, and I teach that too. If you go to my Instagram, you're going to see some of my students. I've taught on-camera commercial acting, teleprompter, broadcast journalism for many years. And this is in addition to being a top stylist in the world too. So one of the things that I love about being in the hair world is that when I get a chance to communicate with people, I can do it in such a way that I feel is better than most, only because I'm primarily a communications expert who happens to cut hair. So that's kind of fun. And he said he would never raise his voice again. Hence, his show that you can watch on Netflix. And you would love it. And for some weird reason, I have been compared to Bob Ross. I've been compared to Fred Rogers from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And to me, those are very high compliments. Some people say, wow, you don't think that's an insult when somebody compares you to Fred Rogers? Absolutely not. The man's an institution, doing what he loved. Brilliant man. Bob Ross, doing what he loved. Brilliant man. There's people that watch Bob Ross just to relax. There's people that watch my Beards Without Borders videos just to relax. And also the Happy Clouds videos. Now, there's not a lot of ASMR and relaxing going on while we're in the car because you hear the car noise. And I'm not going to mic this. I do have a mic coming in the mail, a lavalier, like a lapel mic that I'll just plug into my phone. And we'll see if the recording quality is different as I venture into officially ASMR videos. I did notice that, you know, like when you inhale helium from a balloon, your voice goes up. I noticed that when I try to talk after getting a full puff of this particular, I don't know if it works with all the different combinations and blends of vaping juice. This particular one, my voice gets really low. Have you noticed that? Do you do that? Where you have some words that you say after taking a really deep puff. It's actually kind of funny, I think. In the same way that inhaling helium raises your voice and you say things. I think it's funny. So it makes my voice, to me anyways, I don't know if it sounds different to others, because I never vape around others. I'm just always by myself. So that's kind of interesting, isn't it? I'm on a really bumpy road right now in a gnarly part of the city. As you can see, this road looks like a battle zone. The buildings back here, it just, it's the kind of place, I think, where you lock your doors as you're driving through at night. In the morning, no one's up. But when I drive back home at the end of my workday, this road is just people leaning up against the walls, of like boarded up buildings and just looking at you, and it's like I never come to a complete stop ever. Everything's like a rolling stop because I'm always ready to floor it. Either that or somebody will get hurt. And I guarantee you it won't be me. All right. What's interesting about the whole vaping world, and it's kind of a crossover world with pipe smoking and beards and so forth, is that there's a lot of fights amongst vapors and vape fans about how they do it. It's like in the pipe world. The corncob guys swear by corncobs. The briar guys think that, sometimes that the corncob guys are just cheap, and there's this status to smoking a certain kind of pipe, or pipes that are created by certain people. Did you see my little commercial that I made for my friend Herb Booth? If you're interested in a custom-made briar pipe to your specifications, he doesn't have a bunch of neutral blanks. He has blocks of briar, and he makes them according to what you want, and he'll ask you all the right questions. So check out Herb Booth Briar Pipes on Etsy, and email him, contact him. Just at least start a dialogue with him about the kind of pipe that you want to smoke. It's interesting. Anyways, when it comes to vaping units, there's all kinds of prejudice and weird things about how people puff. I'm not so much of a cloud chaser, I just learned that phrase this year, as I am kind of a puffer. There's times when I'm reading and I'm just doing this. Like that, and just kind of puffing, literally, almost like breathing. And then I see people taking huge lungfuls and creating like a room full of vapor and smoke. And there's all kinds of weird things about building your own units and wrapping your own coils and all this stuff. You know what? I mean, that's fine. I'm not an expert at it. I would consider myself pretty close to an expert opinion on regular pipe smoking. But if you like it, it's a good thing. It's the Dick Vermeil thing. Hey Dick, is this a good wine? He says, well, do you like it? Yeah, I really like it. And then he says, well, then it's a good wine. So do you like this vape? Whatever vape you have. Do you like that vaporizer, that mod, that tank? Do you like those new coils? Yeah, I do. Well, then it's a good unit. That's all. Do you like that juice? Yeah, then it's a good juice. I'll never forget working in a rehab, and the crack addicts would get into verbal arguments with the heroin addicts. And I would always hear like a statement, something like, the crack guy would say, I'd never stick a needle in my arm. And then the heroin guy would say, or gal would say, "You'll never catch me sucking on the glass dick." And I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing. The things that people fight over blows my mind. See, when I get full lungs, I do that cough thing. And I think those that have smoked for many years, they're so used to having stuff in their lungs that they just don't cough. They suppress that reflex. And I'm kind of glad I still have that reflex. So I'm always careful with what I inhale. Because as a puffer, inhaling is a whole new experience. I had to laugh when I did that voice thing, and I discovered that a few days ago. When I get a full lung of, I'm a VG guy, which is vegetable glycerin. Very harmless. And what happens is my voice gets low, so I do like Satan's voice, which is a great voice when you're vaping. I gotta wait till there's no car noise. Maybe do it at a red light. So I thought, what would Satan say? And all the theologians right now are getting triggered! That's okay, I'm a theologian too. A reformed theologian. If you know what reformed means, put a comment down below. And don't forget, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with people who you think would benefit from it somehow, some way. Like it, mock it, refute, whatever, that's okay, it's all good. That's what I've learned in life, it's all good. Try to hurt me or my loved ones and it won't be good. I guarantee that, it won't be good. But other than that, it's all good. Ah, here we go, it's a red light. So let's see if I can get a full puff in while I'm at the light and do my evil voice. I will eat your soul. That wasn't me trying it. That was my evil voice. Sounds like something. I remember in the 70s there was a band called the Blue Oyster Cult that I really liked. They were very dark and depressing, and I'll never forget. There was always a voice when the theater was dark, the concert hall was dark, and there was always a guy on the microphone before the lights went on, before the band started playing, and he had like a deep evil voice, and the concert would always start out, "On your feet or on your knees, Blue Oyster Cult," like that, and then the lights would start and the concert would start. So I always thought that was kind of funny. On your feet or on your knees. That made me laugh. Hey, let me try that. On your feet or on your knees. It worked. Happy clouds. Happy clouds. So whenever you see happy clouds, when you see an episode, grab your vape and vape along with me. I like it. I tried a Turkish tobacco vape juice. I did not like it. Did not. I'm going to go through all the tobaccos. I like the one that's an American blend, and then this weekend I'm going to get Tribeca and Black Note. Tribeca is 3 tobacco flavors, I believe, or 3 flavors. With the majority of it is a a light tobacco, which basically smells like walking into a bakery on the day that they're making bread and cinnamon rolls. And then Black Note, which I believe is by Halo. It's, I guess, a premium luxury vape juice that smells like black Cavendish pipe tobacco, so I'm going to try that. But I tried Turkish, and it just reminded me too much of cigarette smoke. And I guess what? Camel cigarette? I'm not a cigarette smoker, never have been. Can you believe I have never smoked a cigarette in my life? A cigarette has never, ever touched these lips. I never even tried it. Personally, I've always thought it was nasty. And I couldn't even date a woman who smoked. But I'm gonna get there's a Virginia tobacco blend that I'm gonna get. Now, vaping in the car is interesting. I'm wondering what this is gonna be doing to my windows. Am I gonna have to like really clean the windows? Those who vape in your car, does it make a film on your windows? I don't know. This is my first experience with vaping in the car. I don't want to stink up my car with pipes anymore, so I'll be vaping in the car and saving pipes for home, the outdoor deck, and the Van Gogh room. Well, I'm at work now because I work at a damn mall. Today, wearing the knit cap. It's got a thin slit fleece lining. I've got two scarves. I don't know if you can see. They're contrasting colors, a kind of a gray, black, white, cream-colored plaid and gray over the black wool Kenneth Cole pea coat. And everything just kind of combed down and just kind of letting it grow and letting it flow today. So let me try something. Let it grow and let it flow. Have a great day, everybody.